Hello everyone, my name is Sukrit CS. Welcome to SAL. Today we are going to do the chapter Globalization and the Indian Economy. So this is a very short and a simple chapter. So before going to this chapter, we will learn about what is actually globalization. Globalization means a rapid integration or interconnection of different countries through trade and goods, right? So globalization simply means that interconnection of a country and integration means a growth or a something which is correlating and helping each other. So this is what globalization means, and in this chapter we are going to talk about different spheres of globalization. Spheres of globalization. So totally there are three spheres of globalization. So there are totally three spheres of globalization. What are the three spheres of globalization? First one is political sphere. Next one is cultural sphere. And last is economic sphere. So how political sphere is going to suggest about globalization means, for example, we have a country and in this country war is taking place. Because of a war, the neighboring countries which are there are getting affected. Hence there is an interconnection of countries. Is that correct? By war, interconnection of countries taking place. Maybe a damage to its economy, right? Maybe advantage also when they are supporting them, right? So when it is taking place, we can see the interconnection. Hence a globalization is taking place through the political sphere. War can be an example, or political instabilities, whichever happens inside a government is also an example of political globalization. Clear? And next, what is cultural globalization? Cultural globalization. Okay, we are going to take the same example. We have Western Hemisphere and we have Eastern Hemisphere in our Earth, right? So we can see most of the Western culture has came to India, right? So here we can see the interconnection of countries through culture. For example, food, clothing, right? Food, clothing, and even language. Here we can see that globalization means the interconnection of a country, different country has taken place through culturally, means cultural modes क्या जो होते हैं, like food, cloth and language. We can see the interconnection. Clear? And last we have economic, which we are going to mainly focus in this chapter, right? In economic sphere we talk about movement of three things. First one is money, movement of money or capital, what we say in other words. And next we have goods movement of goods is also called as trade. And movement of people, which we call it as migration. We have three type of movements which is making a globalization, means interconnection of countries, means through money, through goods and through people. Usually money means for investment, for goods means import and exports, and people migration means for in search of work. People are going to move. Okay, is that clear? If this was the case means, then how we are going to increase globalization? How can we increase or speed up globalization? Right? How can we speed up globalization? There are two methods to speed up globalization. One is through technology and another is through liberalization of trade. One is through technology and another one is through the liberalization of trade. So we're going to encounter each one carefully. So first one is technology. So technology is helping in where and where means, first one is in transportation, right? It is helping in transportation and another one is in communication. First is in transportation and second one is in communication. In transportation, where it is helping, for example, which is mentioned in your NCRT only, cargoes, right? In the movement of goods from one country to another country through ships. Through ships, goods have to be transported. Hence, in this technology, what kind of technology has came means, a cargo is going to be made. In that, goods are going to be filled. Hence, these cargoes are going to be put on the ship and hence transport to the other country. By this method, what are getting increased? Time is getting decreased. Hence, time is getting decreased means the money for transportation is getting decreased, means more profit can be seen. Hence, is technology helping in interconnection of the country? Of course, yes. And are there any advantages? Yes. Time is getting reduced and money what we have to maybe for the purchase is also getting lower. That is how technology is helping in transportation. What about communication? We know information technology, IT, we have satellites, right? We have satellites, we have phone, right? Phone जो भी होती है, and computers, right? Computers what we have, all these are using communication wise technology. By this, information can be sent quickly. By this, people can integrate faster. Means if people can integrate faster, they are getting the information faster. Hence, globalization will speed up. Hence, this is how technology is helping in communication wise. And we see emails also. What is the full form of email? Electronic mails. So next is liberalization. How liberalization speed up globalization means, liberalization simply means removing or removal of trade barriers to speed up trade, right? Just जो भी दखलंदाजी करता है trade barriers, we are going to remove that. Okay, so we have a small story about India itself. So India got independence in 1947, right? So hence, when Britishers left our country, the economic state of our country was very weak. Hence, the foreign traders usually would come to India, they would get the goods and they will go back to their country. Easily they are going to do the trade, and hence this is going to affect the domestic producers of our country. Domestic producers को बहुत affect करता था, right? Hence, government of India, what it did means, it added trade barriers. What are trade barriers? Trade barriers means something which you are going to put so that you can restrict the flow of trade. Maybe example, you are going to increase the import tax. Taxation लगाओगे, and you will add quotas, right? And import export की जो money होती है, you're going to increase that. Maybe you can increase the goods price itself. Okay, that's how you're going to put the trade barriers. By this, what happened till 1991, it went good and India was stable. Hence, now the government of India liberalized the trade barriers, means it removed the trade barriers. Hence, what government said means it welcomed private companies to invest in India for investment. For investment, they welcomed, they removed trade barriers. And now India wanted to compete with other countries in economy, right? It wanted to compete with other countries in economy. Hence, they welcomed them all and they liberalized. Hence, by these factor, they helped India to get liberalized, and hence now India is achieving really well case in economy. So now let's sum up everything with the summary. So what is globalization? Globalization means rapid integration or interconnection of a country through trade and money, right? So we have three spheres: political, cultural, and economic. Political, like through wars, language, food, culture, and etc. In economic, we have movement of money, goods, and people. So how to speed up technology through globalization means through technology and liberalization. In technology, we are having transport, cargos, and communication, ICT or IT, right? Information technology and all. And liberalization, we have after independence, what happened? They restricted the liberalization, but after Act of 1991, they removed the trade barriers. Hence, now India is competing in the globalization. So this was the topic of globalization. Hope you have understood the topic. Hence, if you have any queries, any doubts, please comment in the comment section, and subscribe to the channel and like for more such videos. Thank you.